dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today. You've heard me talk about telemedicine at Trinity Medical Care Center here on The Mark White Show. With Trinity Medical Care Center's telemedicine, you can skip the commute and get the care you need from the safety and comfort of your own home. You can contact Trinity Medical Care Center by calling 256-489-3192. You can also schedule an appointment on the web by going to trinity-medicalcare.com. Again, give them a call at 256-489-3192 and give telemedicine a try today.
Hello, my name is Christian Martinez. I'm a rising senior at Athens Bible School. My school is great because of the wonderful environment in which students can grow and flourish. We have great academics that include the University Preparatory Diploma and dual enrollment courses that lead to an associate's degree before high school graduation. All my teachers and the school's employees are Christians who are devoted to the welfare of students. We have an excellent student body, competitive sports program, and study the Bible first thing every day. It's a great place. Please consider joining us at ABS next year, or give that special child in your life the great opportunity I have.
You know, my mother used to say a long time ago, whenever there would be any real catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers, just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
Hey everybody, this is Darryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, folks. This is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
Welcome to another edition of The Mark White Show. We are headed to Brooklyn, New York today to talk to two special young ladies who are raising funds for those who are hungry in their communities. I'm glad to introduce both Jolie Wasserman and Scarlett Diviney. Welcome to The Mark White Show, Jolie and Scarlett.
Hi, thank you for having us. Yes, thank you so much.
You're most welcome, and I have your moms on the line as well. We have Helene and Colette. Welcome to The Mark White Show.
Hi, thank you.
Let me start with the moms. This has to be something that you're proud of for your daughters. Here we have a 13-year-old in Jolie and a 9-year-old in Scarlett. To watch them try to make a difference in the community when it comes to hunger has to touch your heart.
It really does. I think what these girls did that's so different is that they didn't just speak about what the problems were. They found a way to make a change.
This is Colette, Scarlett's mom. I think also their energy and magnetic personalities have really made what they're doing so successful. And everywhere they go, whether they're singing outside to raise money or they're hosting the cabarets virtually, the response from both the performers who help them, right, because they can't do this alone. So all of their great friends and colleagues in the performing world who join them for these shows, and also New Yorkers and donors and everyone who has had such a great response to them really is a testament to just how wonderful what they're doing is and how they do it together. They put a lot of work in. They're very hardworking on top of all the other things they're doing throughout the day, like school and their own performances. They really put 100% of themselves into this. So yeah, we're very proud.
I think one of the important elements that people who are listening right now to think about their talents and their abilities and think about how they're using those talents and abilities when it comes to really making a difference. I know if I can sing a song, it's one thing to go out and entertain and try to be a performer. It's another thing to take that talent and that ability and use it for good, to try to be an extension for others, to say, I see that there's a problem. I see that there's an issue out here that I need to try to help and then be a solution to that problem.
Scarlett and I are performers in New York City, so we made a bunch of connections and friends over time who enjoy singing and love to change and make changes in the world. So they joined us on our journey to help others. So we started Voices to End Hunger. You want to talk a little bit about it, Scarlett?
Yeah, we started Voices to End Hunger because the hunger problem was so bad. COVID increased the hunger problem by 40%. I also made sandwiches in the spring for one sandwich at a time, and I saw how long the line of food was. It was so long. We had to do something to help. With our talents, we host virtual cabarets monthly that we perform in, host, and fundraise for the food insecure. So we have our friends that are performers post to help spread awareness, and we even perform live sometimes in New York City also to spread awareness. So far we've had 4 virtual cabarets. You want to talk a little bit about that also? Yeah, we make virtual cabarets and raise money for different organizations. We also sing outside. It's so fun.
It really is. And some places we teamed up with to help and raise awareness for is One Sandwich at a Time, which Scarlett makes sandwiches for, Sloan Kettering Cancer Hospital, Sweet Bank for New York City, and some other organizations.
Young ladies, this past week I had on the show the Falcon Feeder, and this was from No Kid Hungry. This organization had actually issued a grant to Florence City Schools to be able to get a food truck and go out and deliver meals to the community in the area around Florence City Schools. I was able to tour the truck and go and speak to the person who's in charge of their nutrition program, and it was an amazing thing to listen to the fact that when COVID first hit, they delivered 60,000 meals in the area. They weren't equipped to do that, but they found out how they could do it. And here now they have this food truck that they can go around and deliver the meals, these nutritious meals for young people who otherwise wouldn't have them. I noticed that you actually have helped to raise funds to help a couple of schools in your area.
Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah. Our last cabaret, we partnered up with New York City Public Schools So one of the schools is the Hybrid School in the Bronx and the Shelving Intermediate School 14 in Brooklyn to help them get needed foods and supplies to get their families and the children in need. Our first cabaret, we raised 45,000 meals for New Yorkers. And for Thanksgiving, we gave it to Sloan Kettering. All of our friends, performers, they have been so supportive along the way, so we're so thankful and grateful for all of them.
You've both found that you have a lot of support as you started with this idea. You've had more and more people rally around the idea to participate and be a part of this?
Yeah, so many people want to get involved with this because they are so grateful that we're doing something. And it's just so thankful that we see people actually helping because it's just so happy and exciting to see because we know how hard this can be for people.
That's really great. And you think about the line of people that you described that are hungry. We don't just want them to survive, but we want them to thrive. And if there's an opportunity there to help lift somebody up, to put them in a position where they can go and get a job, where they can be active in their community, then I think that's a really great thing to do.
Yeah, and I may be young, but we are doing this, and we have made so many changes already that have made a very big impact on families. And the kids from the school made us a video thanking us, so that's how we continued. And now we have an upcoming cabaret on February 12th. It's our Valentine's cabaret, and it will be live on Facebook at Voices to End Hunger.
Right now, we're talking to 13-year-old Jolie Wasserman and 9-year-old Scarlett Diviney and their moms, Helene and Colette. Of course, we got to talk about this effort and how people have rallied around this effort to help the hungry in your area, the support that you've given to a couple of schools, and even the mention of a video that the students thanked you for what you're doing. I know that has to be a special motivator to help you move forward with this effort and to continue on for this special Valentine's Cabaret that you're doing on February the 12th.
Our next one is on February 12th at 7 p.m. Live on Facebook, Voices to End Hunger, Eastern Standard Time. All the money is going to a food pantry in Queens. They feed 10,000 New Yorkers a week. Please donate at our Venmo at Voices to End Hunger, PayPal, Voices to End Hunger at gmail.com. For our PayPal, it's at Voices to End Hunger at gmail.com.
To be 9 and 13 years old to do this, I'm impressed with the age, and there's no age limit when it comes to making a difference.
100%. We thought even though we're young, we can still make a big difference.
I mean, a little bit about Jolie is when she was really little, she always used to ask me, Mommy, when I have money and I make money, can you bring me to places that I could buy food for the homeless people in New York City or get them coats? It was something that was always in her heart. So I think as soon as she was old enough to figure out how to do it without needing me, she took Scarlett, and the two of them together with the crisis were very upset talking about it, and they really did this all on their own.
People who are listening right now, it's very important that no matter where they are in the country or the world, they think about what they can do in their community and not think that any step that they take is too small, that their contribution is too small. And I know that you probably have people who contribute as little as $1 or some pocket change just to help the effort.
So one time we were singing outside, and there was this, because we like to sing outside and raise money, and there was this lady who dropped in, I think like $5.20. She gave us like $100, and we were like, who is this lady? She's so nice. And she gave us $100, and we were so excited because this money could really be useful for everybody to have food. And she told us that she is so thankful that we're doing this because some people want to help, but some people don't know how to. So she's very thankful that we are doing this because she knows that it'll go a long way because we're singing and supporting hunger and raising awareness for it while entertaining people at the same time. So she was very grateful we were doing this for people. Yeah, and anything helps. To $25, 25 cents, anything helps.
Folks, I want you to take this message that you've heard today from a 13-year-old Jolie Rose and a 9-year-old Scarlett, and I want you to think about what you can do to make a difference in your community. It's very important that we find these opportunities day in and day out, not just in a particular time of the year. Of course, Thanksgiving, we think about people needing meals. And Christmas, we think about presents and gifts and things that we can do. But there are people struggling year-round, 12 months out of the year, every single day. There is somebody out there that you can make a difference in their life. And, of course, that's what the Mark White Show is here to do, to try to help those people. You can always reach out. You can reach out to me via email at themarkwhiteshow@gmail.com. I want you to follow The Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and now MeWe as well. You can subscribe to the podcast via Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, and on YouTube. I want to make a difference, and I want you to share this show with your friends, your neighbors, and your families, and let them know about the Mark White Show, know about this special effort, the Voices to End Hunger. Help these young ladies out. I hope that you will continue to listen to the Mark White Show as we continue to broadcast difference makers and share their stories to encourage and inspire us all. This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
One will be sleeping on the night of Christmas Eve, hoping Santa's on his way. Change inside when you realize the world comes to life and everything's bright from beginning to end. When you have a friend by your side that helps you to find the beauty you are when you open your heart and believe.
A friendly smile's a tiny price to pay. Let's all do something good today. A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Yeah, every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
Located in Tuscumbia, Alabama, the Alabama Music Hall of Fame honors Alabama's music achievers. You can even go into the recording studio and try out your talents as a singer. That's the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, located at 617 Highway 72 West in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 256-381-4417. Check them out on the web at alamhof.org. Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
The Dependable Service Center.
Hi, I'm Crystal Gale, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. And one smile can make a difference. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Someone loves you, I do.
works extra hard all day. He finishes up early so he can get away. 'Cause there's a blue-eyed kid on second base, wants Dad to watch him play. Daddy knows he's waiting, so he hurries.
And we're back. You're listening to The Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and I have with me right now my co-host, Kyla Carter. And we also have Emma Berardelli on the line with us. Hey, Kyla, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing terrific. Are you excited about having your friend Emma Grace on the line with us here on the show today?
I am so excited to have Emma on the show, and I'm so excited to talk to her again after so long.
It's an interesting effort that she's behind, a Self-Esteem Rising effort.
Yes, Self-Esteem Rising is a part of the Hance Family Foundation, and it's basically just about boosting people's self-confidence, self-love, and just self-esteem. And I feel like we all need that coming out of 2020 and the pandemic, definitely.
2020 has been kind of tough on self-esteem, hasn't it, Kyla?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I feel like everybody's struggling with self-esteem and kind of finding who they are, especially since now we're questioning everything, including going outside and even going to the store. So everybody's self-esteem is affected. And I'm so excited that Emma has brought this topic up today because it's really important.
And as you know, Kyla, we have subjects that we cover here on the Mark White Show, and you've covered week in and week out different topics. Included in that are messages of self-esteem. And as you said, your friend Emma Grace has this Self-Esteem Rising effort. Tell us about what you're doing with it, Emma Grace.
I am actually an ambassador for Self-Esteem Rising. And as an ambassador, we have monthly virtual meetings, and our goal is to boost our members' self-esteem so they can help other people. And I hope to bring this program to my school and even my dance studio, just because, as I said, this year has been tough on everybody, and everyone just needs a little extra love. You look around you, and people, even though if they look happy and okay, you never know. You just always want to make sure people are good inside. The Hance Family Foundation, in 2009, I was only 1 year old at the time. Unfortunately, Warren and Jackie Hance lost their 3 daughters to a tragic car accident. But instead, the family didn't let their lives just end in grief and tragedy. It didn't take over them. They turned that tragedy into triumph and created a beautiful foundation to honor their girls. Their names are Emma, Allison, and Katie Hance. Then in 2010, they started their first program, Beautiful Me. It just started on a local level around their neighborhood in Flora Park. Then Self-Esteem was created, and it brought their vision to a national level, and it even reached an international level of helping 80,000 participants so far worldwide, which is really awesome because people are learning every day so much about themselves from this program and learning that their confidence is a superpower, which is my favorite thing about all of this.
Emma Grace, you mentioned that you were going to try to incorporate this into your school. I know that it's not for just school-age people, but females from age 5 to 105. And I kind of let Kyla be my go-to when it comes to what's going on for a teenager in the school system. I have a 7-year-old, so it's a little different. She comes out of school after she went into the treasure box. But here we have teenage issues and other things that are going on. What are you seeing out there, Kyla, as far as self-esteem across the world of young people?
I mean, as a high schooler, everybody is struggling to find themselves, really. I feel like in high school and in your college years, you're really figuring out what you want to do with your life and who you are. And even after that, people are still trying to figure out what they're trying to do with their lives. Self-esteem is something that a lot of people don't possess, especially young teenagers and especially teenage girls who look at people on social media and think that they need to be exactly like the pictures that they're seeing. So this program, Beautiful Me, and a Self-Esteem Project is so great, and especially since it's coming from such an honest source, which is the Hance family. And actually, for my dance school, because Emma mentioned that she wants to bring it to her school and eventually her dance school, my dance school did a charity for it during one of our recitals. And when I was talking to Emma a little earlier about this, she mentioned that, and I totally remembered, I've done this program. I've sat there and we've collected charity tickets and everything. And I just think it's so great. And again, to elaborate, teenagers definitely struggle with this. since the 3 girls tragically died in that car accident, it's so wonderful that the family has put their effort to making other girls feel safe and feel like they're wanted and boost their self-confidence and self-esteem.
How did you find out about Self-Esteem Rising?
I am actually related, so my cousins are really good friends with the Hances, but of course I sent in a video of why I was interested in being an ambassador, and I'm a part of the first ambassador group, which is pretty cool. We started off everything online virtually, of course. But yeah, I said why I wanted to be involved, then we did a Zoom, and they asked 3 reasons why you think like you could help people, and then that actually was the Zoom where they told us that we would have the opportunity to become ambassadors. And I'm just really glad I got to do this because it's always been my role in life to be kind to everybody. And as you were saying, how it affects kids, today, literally in my school, my teacher was like, guys, why were only some of you dancing? Because a lot of the kids didn't want to dance and show their true colors because they thought, I won't look cool if I'm just having fun. I won't look like I won't fit in. And she said, don't care, just be you. And that's everything that this program possesses.
One of the things we find when it comes to organizations, foundations, they say we need help. They're looking for volunteers. Have you found that you've really found a place within this organization to actually do a lot of work? I know you talk about the meetings that they have. They are able to utilize their volunteers in a really effective way?
Yes. So we actually did something in September. We did the AGT as in Ambassadors Got Talent. And I did the promos for the talent show on their platform. And basically it was a way to raise funds and keep the awareness going since COVID-19 stopped some of their events, most of their events, of course. But our AGT had all of the ambassadors, singers, bakers, dancers, amazing artists, but really just totally down-to-earth kids with something that made them different was just their hearts were full of gold, and they really had passion to lead with courage and optimism, which everyone should do. Because of COVID-19, some of the events were canceled, so we had our virtual show, and then they also did an in-person and virtual toy drive. And a really cool thing about it is you donated the money, and the money that you donated, the kids got to pick out their own toys, which was personalization. So I'm very glad that I got to be a part of that. Oh, and Giving Tuesday. So a lot of charities that they've helped and a lot of kids that they've helped.
Folks, right now I have with me Kyla Carter as my co-host, and I have Emma Berardelli, and we're talking about Self-Esteem Rising. This is presented by the Hance Family Foundation. You can look them up. I would like for you to look them up as soon as you can at selfesteemrising.org. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about this organization. We're going to talk some more about self-esteem. You know, it's really easy to tear someone down. It's a lot harder to build them up. But if we start with the right foundation and we put it on brick by brick and build people up and help to strengthen those bonds, then we can be an asset to a young person. With a 7-year-old myself, I want her to be a very confident young lady. I want her to have a strong self-esteem about herself, and we have to be able to instill that into our young people. So if you'll stick with us, we'll continue this conversation when we come back. You're listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
And I'm your co-host, Kyla Carter.
Talking about a hero, a special kind of hero, no ordinary hero. Talking about a hero, special kind of hero. Yeah.
If you like hickory smoked ribs that fall apart at the slightest pull, or barbecue shoulders that are so slow smoked each tender bite melts in your mouth, then you are going to love Baby Jack's Barbecue. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett and Arlington. Try the barbecue chicken, beef brisket sandwich, barbecue potato, it is huge, or the Baby Jack Trio, pork, turkey, or beef brisket sliders. You like wet ribs? They like dry ribs. Get one slab that has them both. Catering? Baby Jack's can feed a family or an army. drive-in, drive-through, order online, or come in and set a minute. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett at Highway 70 in Appling, or in Arlington at Highway 70, just a block west of 385.
Do you have knee, shoulder, elbow, and other joint pain? Would you like immediate relief without surgery? Let me introduce you to Dr. Michael Farah, who's been serving patients around the world since 1986. At Freedom Medical Center and Trinity Medical Care, you can get platelet-rich plasma injections and other treatments. Dr. Farah is your choice for cosmetic and regenerative medicine. Schedule your consult today at Trinity Medical Care by calling 256-489-3192. That's Trinity Medical Care, located at 8010 South Parkway in Huntsville. Walk-ins are welcome.
Hello, my name is Christian Martinez. I'm a rising senior at Athens Bible School. My school is great because of the wonderful environment in which students can grow and flourish. We have great academics that include the University Preparatory Diploma and dual enrollment courses that lead to an associate's degree before high school graduation. All my teachers and the school's employees are Christians who are devoted to the welfare of students. We have an excellent student body, competitive sports program, and study the Bible first thing every day. It's a great place. Please consider joining us at ABS next year, or give that special child in your life the great opportunity I have.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today.
I love those dear hearts and gentle people who live in my hometown, because those dear hearts and gentle people will never ever let you down.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I have with me Kyla Carter. Welcome, Kyla.
Hey.
She's co-hosting today. I'm glad when you do this. This is always fun to have you on the Mark White Show.
I know. I always love being your co-host. It's so much fun, especially getting to talk to so many wonderful people.
Well, and we enjoy the segments, and I know a lot of people have had really great response when it comes to the segments that you've done. As we go into 2021, we have a lot of topics to cover, and I think that's something that can help when it comes to self-esteem for people.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree. I think that's one of the main reasons I wanted to do Kyla's Korner, was to inspire people and build people's self-confidence up, because that's always been such a big thing for me to spread and share awareness with. And I'm so happy that Emma's doing that today, because it's so important. And I hear that she's actually one of the youngest ambassadors for this program, which is absolutely insane. And I'm so proud of her for that. Yes, I'm one of the youngest, and there's a lot of older people, high school, even in college. But I think that it's great that me and a couple of other young people are starting early, starting fresh, and just using a little young charm just to get people happy, I guess. Just being the first group means they said that we set I don't know, they'll just always think back to us when they keep doing it, and we are starting the foundation for the foundation.
When we think about the different things that this organization offers through selfesteemrising.org, Raising a Beautiful Child is a seminar offered to parents, educators, caregivers, and others who are entrusted with raising children. How important is that, to raise a beautiful child?
So important, yes. So the three, as you said, so I like to do an analogy. Say I give you a gift box and you open it, it's from Self-Esteem. That means from the Hance Family Foundation. And it's three little partial gifts. It's Beautiful Me, Raising a Beautiful Child, as you said, and Empower Me. And they help all ages, as you said, from 5 to 105. And raising a beautiful child is very important because it gives you the confidence to lend the confidence to your child and make sure they are independent and ready for life, ready to conquer life. And it's not only for girls, it's for girls and boys. It's great. And Empower Me is for getting into work and corporal settings. You could conquer anything, just get into the world and you could do it. So each of these things I did Beautiful Me, of course, and they're all just special and unique in their different ways. And I totally recommend whichever one you want to do, or all of them if you can, doing them. I really recommend it.
And as Emma said, it's so great to see that, one, such a young person is spreading such awareness on this topic. And two is that we're all born with confidence, and the world slowly chisels away as we realize that people may be smarter than us, or prettier than us, or better than us. And I think this program is really helpful in showing you that you are perfect just the way you are. And I think that is the most important thing out of everything, especially talking about mental health. That is so important to think highly of yourself. Not too highly, but highly of yourself.
You think about, Kyla, the many people who have been stuck in their homes in your industry, in the entertainment industry, the people who have lacked work. It has changed their lifestyle in a big way, and that can take its toll on mental health.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Me and Emma were on White Christmas together for the past 2 years. That's where we initially met. And we didn't get to go on tour this year with the show. And we were so sad because we love being together. We love being with the cast. The whole cast, I look at those actors and I feel absolutely horrible. They're all struggling and they're all trying their best just to make it. And this business is hard enough as it is, going from audition to audition, hoping that you get one job out of the many few. And this is a constant for the White Christmas cast. They usually go on this tour every single year repeatedly. Some of them have been on that tour for 12 years, which is completely insane. And Emma can attest to that. Like, we've seen them. Like, one of the guys named Cliff has been on there forever. So it does. It takes a toll on your mental health. And it's so great to see people that are striving. But we need to pay attention also to the people who aren't. And that's why this is so important. This foundation is so important.
Yes. May I butt in about all like that?
Of course.
So yeah, we're all just the White Christmas family, it's just one big family. And just thinking the whole cast and crew, we were all so close, and that's just to think that everything was on a pause, which is terrible. But the White Christmas family, virtually, we did the fundraiser for healthcare workers and nurses, which was really good that we got to connect. And I also did an Actors Fund thing, just raising money because, as you said, Actors Funds, like from directors, ushers, actors, producers, stagehands, everyone literally is in need right now, and really terrible what's happening. But yeah.
And of course, we can look at the negatives of what has happened over 2020 and how it's devastated so many people in so many different ways. But then on the positive end, it looks to me like, and sounds to me like, Emma Grace, you've been able to focus on this important organization and spend more time dedicated to it because of the situation right now with lack of work elsewhere being on the stage.
Yes, absolutely. Because I always knew that people always needed like extra support and love any day of their life. We're always going through something. But now, like, seeing my own family with personal things, just going through a pandemic, being upset, but of course having each other, it just worked with the time, and just I loved being a helping hand when people were in need, especially.
What have you seen, Emma Grace, from this organization, the benefit of it? Have you seen some growth in people? Have you seen parents or teachers or other young people express what this Self-Esteem organization means to them?
Yes, people are actually ambassadors. So as I said, first, when you become an ambassador, they work on your self-esteem so you can help other people. And I saw some people who were very shy the first day turn out to just open their shell and break through, and now they're helping other people. And I just think it's so wonderful that Self-Esteem Rising, it teaches you how to just show your true colors. It was just like a warm tone, all the Zoom calls, because the cohort leader, our person who ran everything, mine is named Amy, so she always went first for all the activities, and she never pushed us to do anything, but that actually helps with us, like, raising our hands and just inching forward to being confident and loved by ourselves. Speaking of being confident, Kyla, your segment that's coming up here in just a minute, what are we talking about today?
We are actually talking about self-esteem and confidence. Wow, that worked out really well, huh?
which is so great. And I'm so excited that people like me and Emma can share messages like this. And it's so awesome, especially coming from a younger generation, that we're able to spread this message, because I think it's really important for kids to hear from somebody their own age what they can do to boost their self-confidence and their self-esteem and their self-image of themselves.
Each generation touches another generation, and we listen to older people in a lot of ways. I grew up with my grandparents raising me and their influence, and so I had a different generation that influenced me. And as I was thinking about picking up Cora at school today, I thought about how kids are trying to keep up with other kids at the school. They really don't realize what life is going to be like a couple of decades later, and how insignificant a lot of the things that we do when it comes to trying to be, as you said at the very start, Kyla, being as pretty as somebody or as fast as someone, all these different things that we try to keep up with each other. And really, the bottom line is, if we're there to build each other up, that's going to last a lot longer than how quickly we can run against somebody in a foot race.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I mean, you have a daughter, and I'm sure you're so protective of her, and you're showing her right from wrong. And you, of course, spreading all your messages of positivity and kindness is a great influence on her. And it's teaching her to be confident in who she is. And I guess you're learning too. I'm learning. We're all learning. Everybody's always learning how to be more confident and how to always appreciate themselves and take time for themselves to be loved.
Emma Grace, is it tough to maintain self-confidence? I know when we're talking here, I think it's good to open up and say, look, I have battles with self-confidence. I have battles with self-esteem. Do you yourself find that you have battles with self-confidence and self-esteem?
Absolutely. Like everyone does. No matter how much you think you're secure and together, you will always find something that might slowly inch at you and break you down. But just comparing myself to other amazing singers and actors, sometimes I was like, oh, I could be a little bit better. But then I realized, wait, no, exactly. Listen to my self-talk. Listen to what I'm teaching other people. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. That's what I taught myself to do. And I'm like, no, I'm just fine the way I am. Keep working on my craft, loving everything. And as you said about people helping each other, I have I'm one of 3 sisters. And my mom always just tells us to be there for each other and help each other. So whenever my sister's in need, whenever she's upset, I'll be there for her. And whenever I need a shoulder to cry on, she's there. Well, they're both there, of course. But yeah, it's just amazing to have such a great support system for whenever I do have self-confidence issues.
That is great, Emma Grace. And I want people to know how they can follow selfesteemrising.org. Any information that you have for people to be able to check it out, I'd love for you to share that right now.
So they have 2 websites, hancefamilyfoundation.org and selfesteemrising.org. And they also have an Instagram, Self-Esteem Rising, Hance Family Foundation, and I believe a Facebook as well. So you can check them out, just Hance Family Foundation and Self-Esteem Rising. Definitely recommend it. And their websites, they have everything about all the programs, the catalog of all their offerings, and about bringing these clubs to your schools or something, and how to become an ambassador even for the next round. So check it all out. I would recommend it.
Folks, it's been great to have you listen to this particular segment as we talked about self-esteem. We've talked about selfesteemrising.org with Emma Grace Berardelli. We're glad to have her on the show right now with my co-host Kyla Carter. And as I said, we'll have a brand new episode of Kyla's Korner coming up. Kyla, you want to introduce it as we go into the next segment?
So the Kyla's Korner segment this week is about confidence and self-esteem, and hopefully it can help you think higher of yourself.
Kyla Carter's coming up next with Kyla's Korner. I hope you'll stick with us. You're listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
And I'm your co-host, Kyla Carter.
People who shout a friendly hi when they go passing by, who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Hey, this is Carl Ray, and you're listening to Kyla's Korner with Kyla Carter. where she's living life sunny side up. And just like my old friend Johnny Nash would say, we all need a little sunshine, so y'all live life sunny side up.
It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know how much I love you. Please don't take my soul. Welcome to Kyla's Corner. I'm Kyla Carter, and I hope to inspire you to spread positivity, happiness, and kindness through these segments. I live my life sunny side up, and I hope you can too. Have you ever thought what it would be like if you were limitless in obtaining anything your heart desired? Would you see yourself differently? Would the world see you differently? Do you know that 7 in 10 girls believe that they are not good enough or don't measure up in some way? Many of these girls are insecure about their looks, performance in school, and relationships with family and friends. But what if someone told them that the key to gaining anything they desire is to be confident enough to be alone? I have always believed that I could live the life of my dreams. I accredit this to my parents. They never compared me to anyone else and always told me to be the best me that I can be. Eyes forward, Kyla. Do not enter someone else's lane and never look back. With these values ingrained into my whole being from a very young age, I realized my potential, and I had confidence in my ability. I was told that I could obtain anything my heart desired with hard work, confidence, and keeping my eyes on my own paper. Having this confidence in myself and my abilities has given me courage to face the world alone. There will be many people that will cut you down and undermine your abilities, but I'm here to tell you to believe in yourself enough to be alone so you can face the external judgment with strength and courage. Nobody was born unsure of themselves and insecure. You were born with confidence, till it was slowly chiseled away by others that were insecure about themselves. Don't let others knock you down. Do not crave praise. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Learn who you are and embrace it. Be proud. Build your confidence back up to the time when you were blissfully unaware of the external judgment of the outside world. I've been really lucky to be successful at a very young age. However, I expect success. That is my mindset every time I audition for a role, or take a test, or learn a new instrument. I do not expect the worst. I embrace the unknown and deal with any disappointments after. No one can create or predict the outcome they desire, but they can take risks and embrace whatever it may be. And I am here to tell you that you are limitless in obtaining anything your heart desires. Show the world who you are. Even if it is alone, you are capable and worthy. The impossible is possible. Believe in yourself. Go after those dreams. Ignore the haters. And live your life as I do. Sunny side up. Hi, I'm Kyla Carter, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Stay unique and find a way to make a difference that doesn't just impact you, but impacts others around you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Hey everyone, I just wanted to pass along this really important message because it's important to me and everybody around me. Did you know that 22.6 million Americans have battled COVID-19? Now, a huge surge in COVID cases has risen up in the US, but if you have recovered from COVID-19, you may have powerful antibodies in your blood plasma, like
What? That's absolutely insane. One COVID plasma donation could help save 4 COVID patients. So, if you want to be a hero, which I know you do, just go to a donation bank for blood or give some of your plasma if you have recovered from COVID. Anything helps. Love you.
Welcome to the Make a Difference Minute replay, where we play Make a Difference minutes from the past week. Welcome to another edition of the Make a Difference Minute from the Mark White Show, where we're sharing stories to encourage and inspire.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
This is the Make a Difference Minute
from the Mark White Show.
On this Make a Difference Minute, I have Mr. Shannon Brown. Shannon played for the Alabama Crimson Tide from 1991 to 1995 and is currently the principal at Liberty Middle School in Madison, Alabama.
Well, the biggest challenge that we're faced with is consistency. Consistency that the parents and all stakeholders know what's going on a daily basis. What we can't predict is in regards to COVID cases and the spike in numbers where we're having to go all virtual or hybrid or, face-to-face or abbreviated schedule. Just the challenge. And I always try to tell my kids and tell my parents, let's keep the main thing. That's each other. No matter what's going on in the world, we got each other. Let's love each other. We have to, show that support. It's just so challenging, but we got to stay positive, somehow stay positive and know that we're all in this together. We just got to try to stay positive, love each other up, because at the end of the day, all you got is family. All you got is each other. And I say this a lot. All you got to do is the next right thing. You got to have a positive attitude. Because if you don't have a positive attitude, it's like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere with a flat tire. You got to change it. You got to change that flat tire and let's go. And I feel for our parents. I feel for our kids. But together, we're going to get through this. And I will tell, communication is the key to everything. There's parents out there that are not sure. But you just got to communicate with your administrators. You got to communicate with your teachers. We just need to take a deep breath and know that we feel your pain. We feel your pain, and we're going to get through this together.
If you have a suggestion for the Make a Difference Minute, send it to themarkwhiteshow@gmail.com. This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today. Welcome to another edition of the Make a Difference Minute from the Mark White Show, where we're sharing stories to encourage and inspire. Do you have knee, shoulder, elbow, and other joint pain? Would you like immediate relief without surgery? At Freedom Medical Center and Trinity Medical Care, you can get platelet-rich plasma injections and other treatments. Schedule your consult today by calling 256-489-3192. Walk-ins are welcome. This is the Make a Difference Minute
from the Mark White Show.
I am in Belmont, Mississippi right now. We have just finished up the London Perry send-off as she heads back to St. Jude this week for chemotherapy. I have Justin with me right now. Welcome back to the Mark White Show, Justin.
Thank you so much, Mark.
What a response from this community, so supportive here in Belmont, Mississippi.
Small towns that join together like this, they really have our back, and it's not only been once, but this has been twice. She's relapsed, and this is our second go-around at St. Jude, and just to see the continuous support of the community is really what focused us to being here at Belmont and loving Belmont as a community, and that's what it's all about, man, sticking to one another and having each other's back.
We have the young lady of the hour, Miss London Perry. Welcome to the Mark White Show, London.
Thank you.
Your hair is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
What did you think about this parade as people came around the corner? That was a lot of cars.
I loved it.
What was your favorite?
The gifts that everybody gave.
I saw a lot of Starburst. Is that something you like?
Yeah, I got a 3-pound bag of Starburst.
If you would like to send a letter or a card to London Perry while she's at St. Jude, you can send it via Patient London Perry, Londyn, London Perry, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, 262 Danny Thomas Place, Mail Stop 108, Memphis, Tennessee 38105. I know that London would be encouraged by your letters, cards, and gifts. You can follow the group Love for London on Facebook as well as Instagram. That's LOVE, the number 4, LONDYN. If you have a suggestion for the Make a Difference Minute, send it to themarkwhiteshow@gmail.com. This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today. Welcome to another edition of the Make a Difference Minute from the Mark White Show, where we're sharing stories to encourage and inspire.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it screens dependable hardware and we're a true value store, our tagline is still your dependable service center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your dependable service center.
This is the Make a Difference Minute
From the Mark White Show.
On this Make a Difference Minute, I'm talking to Scotty K with WSPA out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. When Scotty K was in North Alabama as a reporter, she was a victim of stalking. This being National Stalking Awareness Month, I wanted to talk to Scotty K about her experience and bring awareness to this subject.
What's scary is what happened to me was, in most people's eyes, very extreme or very bizarre, the kind of things that I went through, my family went through. But the real truth is that there are so many more victims out there, so many more women, men who are going through a very similar thing or have gone through a very similar thing. And I think people don't realize just how common it is. When I started going through this whole ordeal, it felt like I was in a movie. You know, you see scary movies or you see TV shows and you always have that feeling of, oh, I hope this never happens to me, but you don't ever think it actually will. Going through that very challenging time, but also it made me grow. It made me, believe it or not, I think it made me a better person. You know, I did a lot of praying. I leaned on God a lot in that situation, and I think that people go about those things differently, but that was definitely my saving grace. I had a great support system. My coworkers, work was great. My friends, my family, you know, my family was 7 hours away at a time, but they always made a point to come down as much as they could and help me feel like I was safe and I could go out and do things. It's very real, and people need to be aware of just how common it is. It wasn't that I didn't connect with the subjects of my stories or the victims in my stories before, but this just took it to a whole nother level. It was like, I know what you've been through. I know what it feels like to be in your shoes.
If you are a victim of stalking, harassment, or domestic violence, I encourage you to reach out for help. We want you safe. This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today. Welcome to another edition of the Make a Difference Minute from the Mark White Show, where we're sharing stories to encourage and inspire. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today. This is the Make a Difference Minute
From the Mark White Show.
DeMarcus Hill, he's the owner of Hill Integrated Services in Birmingham, Alabama. Welcome to the Mark White Show, DeMarcus.
Hey, Mark, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I've always wanted to help wherever I can. And when I saw how much of an impact this was having on the world, I couldn't help but to look and see how can we improve the day-to-day activities. Honestly, it was mostly just wanting to help. It had nothing to do with money at the time. It was just how can we stop this and get back into a regular routine.
You lost one job, but through this, you were able to provide multiple jobs.
This is a fact. And in fact, there's so much room for growth in this market that it's almost surprising to see that when I started this, there wasn't a lot of people, a lot of companies in the disinfection and sanitizing service. Even though it falls under a janitorial or custodial service, it's actually very, very different. If you look at it, a cleaning service does very detailed work. They'll go in and they'll, clean obvious dirt off of surfaces. Where we do the same thing, we also go back and sanitize and disinfect those surfaces with LIFT and EPA approved solutions, and that makes a huge difference when you're doing a cleaning. So what we did is we found something that was eco-friendly but also do the job effectively too.
That's HillIntegratedServices.com. Again, you can follow on Facebook at Hill Integrated Services, on Instagram at hill.integrated.services.llc. DeMarcus, thank you for reaching out to the Mark White Show today.
Hey, Mark, I really appreciate you. You've been the first person to give me a platform to really speak out. I appreciate everything that you did for me today.
This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today. Before we close out the show, I would like to welcome my newest sponsor, Boutique Air. Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals. Flying out of Muscle Shoals to Atlanta, Nashville, and now to Pensacola. You can book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Please let them know that you appreciate their support by going to like Boutique Air MSL on Facebook. Again, we appreciate Boutique Air for being a sponsor of The Mark White Show. I appreciate the fact that you've been able to join me here on The Mark White Show today. I hope that you've enjoyed the segments that we've had during this show. I hope that there's something that has been meaningful to you. If there has been, share it with your friends and your neighbors and your family. I'm very glad that Kyla could join me here on the show today, Kyla Carter, as a co-host.
Oh, it's always a pleasure being on the show. I always love getting to talk to brand new people and talk about really important topics.
And if people want to follow you, Kyla, how can they do that?
They can follow me at Kyla D. Carter on Instagram, Kyla Carter on YouTube, and Kyla D. Carter basically across every network, including Twitter and Facebook. And Kyla's Korner has its own Instagram page and Facebook, and that is Kyla's Korner Podcast.
And Emma Berardelli, you've hung in here with us too. I appreciate that. Tell people how they can follow you as well.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram, which is official Emma Berardelli. I'm sorry, I know my name is long. And my TikTok, Emma Berardelli. My website is emmagraceberardelli.com, and Facebook, Emma Berardelli. I guess if you just search Emma Grace Berardelli or Emma Berardelli, you'll find me. And I cannot wait to listen to the next segment of Kyla's Korner.
Perfect. And folks, you can always follow The Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and now MeWe as well. I want you to subscribe to the podcast via Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, and on YouTube. You can find The Mark White Show. I'd love for you to join me there as well. If you have a suggestion for the show, if you have a message you would like to send me, you can always email me at themarkwhiteshow@gmail.com. As always, we're here to recognize difference makers. We're here to encourage and inspire each other as we continue to plug along here in this life and make a difference in the lives of others. This is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Well, let's all do something good.